Hello, my name is Nadia Rouson, and this evening I will be taking you through my presentation of interpersonal communication. I'm a student at Liberty University, and I am in the HSER 508 class. The first slide here is a presentation outline of what you will hear during this presentation. What is interpersonal communication? The overarching goal, enlarging the conversation, behavioral blend, potential barriers, noise pollution, plan of action, and the bibliography. Interpersonal communication can be defined as a form of communication between a person or a group of people. Interpersonal communication can be implied in social, personal, intimate, or work-related settings. Each arena requires a unique implementation of interpersonal communication. Stewart describes interpersonal communication as a type or kind of communication that happens when the people involved talk and listen in ways that maximizes the presence of the personal. Interpersonal communication intertwines various aspects of communication such as cultural, identities, choices, conversation, and nexting. Interpersonal communication those engaged in personal communication requires the listener and talker to communicate with the intentions of being personal. Stewart suggests that as humans, we can move through our daily lives and treat others as well as we would like to be treated, and sometimes we contend with personal personalities. It is easy to fit in the box of interpersonal communication. This type of communication only touches the surface of a person's daily behaviors, achievement, situations, or life. Interpersonal communication requires the person to share personal information as well as gain personal, intimate, and secretive information from the talker. Overarching goal. During this course, I have learned that my overarching goal is to be more open and willing to self-disclose in different relationships. Stewart defines self-disclosure as revealing to another person how you perceive and are reacting to the present situation and giving any information about yourself and your past that is relevant to an understanding of your perceptions and reactions to the present situation. Self-disclosure focuses on the present and not the past reactions to people and events including feelings as well as facts. Self-disclosure has two dimensions, breadth and depth. Self-disclosure needs to be reciprocal in any situation. Enlarging the conversation. In my learning of this course, I know that for me, self-disclosure would enlarge my conversations between me and the listener. Engaged in self-disclosure also provides an opportunity for the conversation as well as relationship to be enlarged. Stewart shares that self-disclosure can have an impact on relationships. Healthy relationships are built on self-disclosure, and self-disclosure enables me and other people to get to know each other. It allows me and other people to identify common goals and overlapping needs, interests, activities, and values. And last, self-disclosure is necessary to work together to accomplish any aspect of our communication. After the relationship has progressed, the need or ability for self-disclosure will become easier and needed in the relationship. In the movie Fireproof, Caleb began talking and self-disclosing his personal and marital problems with his father, and in return he was able to receive the assistance that he needed to rebuild his marriage. I have learned that my behavioral blend consists of a CIS. The characteristics of this personality are as followed. The strengths are: I am one that is more passive than active. I have a strong personality skills with speaking to others, outgoing as well as reserved, not too pushy or controlling unless people try to get me to do things I really don't want to do. People often see me as inspiring and impressing both to individuals and to crowds. The negative side to my behavior blend is as follows. Sometimes letting people intimidate me into doing things that I really don't want to do. Sometimes thinking too much and taking too long causes me to have a delay in my decision making. I often do not like to be challenged, and I tend to compromise to quickly solve the issue. I become too committed to a solution and specific information, and in return it causes me to delay, it causes me to back down in the situation. And last, there is a lack of resistance that I show towards those that want to control the situation. The potential barriers for me to reach my goal are as follows. I often hear what I want to hear and not what's being said. I have a bias in listening when someone is talking to me. Physical barriers such as personal problems that creep into my mind while listening to others hinders me from giving my full attention to the talker. The way that I can deal with these potential barriers are one, to become more of a level 1 listener. Burley and Allen describe a level 1 listener to be a very empathetic listener, one that is often careful to what the person is saying, one that is often considerate of what the person is saying, and giving their full attention to the talker. I have to refrain from judging and place myself in the talker's position. And last, suspend my thoughts and feelings and give my full attention to the listener. The noise pollution that often comes about in conversation is internal noise pollution and external noise pollution. For me, internal noise pollution that I battle with during conversations are thinking of my personal problems or thinking of what I have to do during the day. And the last thing that usually creeps into my mind is thinking of a solution to the talker's problem before the talker is finished explaining their issue. External noise pollutions that causes me hindrance in listening is people around us during the conversation become a great distraction to me. Multitasking, doing more than one thing instead of giving the talker my undivided attention. And last, listening to other conversations that are around. During this course, I have learned a lot about me and my listening skills when dealing in conversations. The plan of action that I have chose to implement to better advance myself in listening is to improve my interpersonal communication skills and be more focused and open in approaching to the person that is talking. I plan to be more of a level 1 listener, which in turn would prompt me to be more engaged in the conversation. And last, I will respond more openly and freely and disclose more personal information in hopes to have the relationship progress in different levels. I would like to thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope that you have learned something from what I have presented. Thank you.